like there's certain images from the past that Bluecoats have done that affected the activity. So, you grab onto those things, and also you want to honor the alumni themselves, and they each had a certain era or a certain part of their life and in Bluecoats that's memorable for them.
For the music, we tried to like stick with the iconic stuff, obviously Autumn Leaves, Creep, The Boxer, stuff like that we felt we just had to include. Stuff that historically came off really well with the audience.
I think it's kind of like all shows, they're all different, but they have similar functions. Like tunes function like in certain ways for those shows. And I think we try and get as many of those different kind of devices and tunes that we've used over the years and put as many things together as we can and celebrate all of it. But, something's going to be left out. But
there should be hopefully no expectations that we'll be throwing down 8 minutes of, 1978 show or something like that. And it isn't alumni, either in drum corps, or if you look on Broadway or anything else, groups doing looks back and stuff like that. It's an amalgamation of things that got you. So you want to grab the things that are recognizable, both musically and visually and emotionally and all that kind of stuff there. And you want to grab them and put them in some sort of cool, creative order. That's the other thing, is we're not going to do, a chronological show, going from then. It's all going to be like this. You know what I mean? So hopefully it all just blends into just one kind of new production, based on a bunch of best ofs, but, thankfully with Tom and Doug, it's going to, it'll all be seamless and beautiful and like it's meant to be that way.
But there's touchstones, that we're hitting, I don't think it's going to lead to frustration or anything that we don't get to play all 8 minutes of Autumn Leaves, obviously we want to include it, but no, I think what John and Tom said about being contemporary, it's going to be really cool.
We tried not to do like a mashup thing where we're just going from tune, like 8 bars here, 8 bars there, and trying. Yeah. I think you get into problems trying to acknowledge too many things without a coherent thought, or how certain things could artfully go together rather than things could mechanically go together. There's a difference between those two things, I think. So we're trying to make sure it's artful, I think, and that's something the Corps has been known for doing for quite a while.
It's something also that just really is accessible to the crowd. You know what I mean? It gets them up and standing and, appreciating not only what the members are doing, but the Corps' history and, all the things that got us to that point, but also just being purely entertained in the moment too. All those kind of things. I think that there are our goals. I would love to see a real mix of through the years of Bluecoats be involved in this thing, and I've checked it out and there is quite a bit right now. I think what I'm hoping also from this is that people see it, but those people that have been in the last 6 or 7 years that have aged out more recently, I would love to see some more of them get involved with this. Just for another reason than some of the old Bluecoats hits, but also to relive a little bit of, what they went through when they were here, some of those things. I think that'd be kind of cool.
We knew we wanted to play Creep, or at least part of Creep. So, and I think one of the things that made Creep special is where it was placed in the show. So we thought that maybe this would be a great way to start the alumni show. But John came up with the idea of instead of doing the impact from Creep, which is the least interesting part of it, that we would make it transition into another icon, which is the Boxer. So we've combined those two moments into the intro of the show.
I just imagine the whole thing. We'll start off big, but I want to start off very contemporary looking. In other words, more scattery across the field, and it's just going to be a slow pull together using the music of Creep. I really focusing on the color guard and stuff like that. And then the Creep or the Boxer thing will kind of come out of nowhere, something downstage and front like the Bluecoats do, or just so people lose their mind. That's what they do when when they hear that kind of thing. Yeah.
kind of getting things warmed up. I think they can crack their knuckles, come off the back sideline, and we'll be ready.
What he's saying is right. The whole second production begins with a extended percussion feature. You know what I mean? So if you think about it, it's kind of front ensemble into brass heavy, into they all get together and we sing, and then everything, all of a sudden the battery, and here they come, and here comes the percussion kind of thing. So the other thing as you go through is make sure you're showing all the parts throughout the show in as many different ways as possible.
I was going over the list today and just seeing, like that guy was a character. Oh man, I remember talking to that guy at bus stops, and I'm excited about seeing some of the people from the older generations when I get actually travel and get to know the kids. It's going to be fun to have all these different generations under one roof.
Yeah,
we're going to have a lot of fun with it. I hope, like, people only get busier, so I'm hoping everyone takes advantage of this opportunity, to do this. I
think it's going to be something that, if you're part of the Bluecoats history, this is probably something you're going to want to be part of. It's 50 years on DCI's 50th year, and just so many great things going on, not only us when we're doing, but just Jordan Core coming back next year. Like, the timing for all this is just right, I think, for a pretty great experience and some pretty great memories to be made.